Hello students, divya kumari meena, assistant professor of Government Girls College Sikandra. Welcome all of you in the class of English Literature of BA Part first year. English literature is divided in so many ages, as the English literature began with the Anglo-Saxon age. After that age came the age of Chaucer. At the end of the age of Chaucer begins Elizabethan age. So today we will study about the Elizabethan age, as the most of the syllabus prescribed in BA Part first year is based upon the writers who belongs to the age of Elizabeth. The Elizabethan age started in 1558 and it ended in 1603. The Elizabethan age is also known as the Shakespearean age, the age of Renaissance. It is known as the age of Elizabeth as it was the reign of Queen Elizabeth. Elizabeth was the Queen of England who throned in 1558 and she died in 1603. So with the empire of the Queen Elizabeth, this age started and end with her death. This is also known as the Shakespearean age because the Shakespeare was the most renowned dramatist or the most he was the greatest dramatist or the writer who belongs to this age. Therefore, it is also known as the Shakespearean age. It is also known as the age of Renaissance. Renaissance means Punarjagran. It is also known as the age of Renaissance because it was the rebirth and revival of the ancient Greek and Roman art and literature. The writers who belong to the Elizabethan age copied the knowledge of ancient Greek and Roman writers. So this is also known as the age of Renaissance. It was the golden period of English literature, as during the reign of Queen Elizabeth, it was the time of peace and prosperity in every aspect of life. In the it was a golden period in the social and economical condition of the people of that age. It is also known as the golden period because the greatest works were written during this age, as the most learned writers belong to this age. It was also time of the discoveries of new lands Therefore, the knowledge also spread among the people. So, the major writers of the Elizabethan age were there were many greatest poets, dramatists, prose writers. Among the poets, the famous poets are Thomas Sackville, Thomas Norton, George Gascoigne, Edmund Spenser, Thomas Yatt, Henry Howard, Sir Philip Sidney, Drayton. Edmund Spenser wrote Shepherd's Calendar, which is his famous work. Thomas Yatt was a famous sonnet writer who brought sonnet from Italy in England and formed a new pattern of sonnet, and he invented the English sonnet. Sir Philip Sidney's famous work was Arcadia. Among the dramatists, William Shakespeare was one of the most famous dramatists who wrote 37 plays, and he also wrote number of sonnet. He invented his own form of sonnet. He wrote 154 sonnets. He wrote every type of dramas like comedy, tragedy, comedy. He also wrote number of historical plays. Another famous writer was Ben Jonson, who was also a greatest dramatist, Alchemist, and like many other dramas were written by Ben Jonson. John Webster was a melodramatist who wrote melodramas. Among the other famous writers who belonged to the Elizabethan age were Francis Beaumont, Philip Messenger, Thomas Dacre. Then there were many prose writers like Philip Sidney, Francis Bacon, Raleigh, William Webb, Hooker. Francis Bacon was the greatest prose writer, also known as the father of English prose, whose works were who has a different kind of style. He wrote aphoristic essays. He wrote essay in the tripartite style, and there were also a different class of writers who belonged to the university who were literate writers. Therefore, they were known as the university wits. Among them, John Lilly, Thomas Kidd, George Peele, Thomas Laws, Robert Greene, Christopher Marlowe, Thomas Nash were famous university wits.